Here we are.
Cola. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Put a little sugar on it, honey. Do
it. Stop looking at spiders. Okay.
Who says that?
Hello.
Me. Who says? Who's Kafka? Tell me.
Window shopping.
Mr. Homolka, stop eating my sesame cakes.
Oh, it's Monday night. It's been a minute.
It has. Several minutes.
Several minutos. But we're back. It's episode 244 of Snakes and Stogies, part of the Herpetoculture Network. Always brought to you by... We are missing our overlay.
I was just noticing that. I was like,
where is it?
Where is it?
That is unacceptable.
Dum.
There we go.
Yeah, get the right show. Get the right sponsors on there.
Sorry. Yeah. Brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Check them out. Give them a follow on Facebook. Give them a follow on Instagram.
Yes.
Shop around. You're in the market for a rack or a cage. It's going to be hard to beat the black box stuff just on the quality front alone. Fantastic craftsmanship all around. Doesn't matter if it's the rack or the cages. They're all so well designed. Tons of customization options as far as lights and heat panels and UV options, all that good stuff. Yeah, go shop around and check it out. I need to ask Jen when we can start sort of talking about some of the newer stuff coming down the way.
The pipeline.
Yes. And use the code THN25 at checkout. Get a little discount. And then if you want to double down, there's a pickup option at checkout. So if you're within a reasonable driving distance to North Georgia and you feel like foregoing shipping, you can go to Black Box yourself and pick it up and see how all the sausage is made. It's pretty cool. So
delicious and nutritious.
I need to talk to Jen and see what the update is on my my thing.
Yes.
My idea.
Your thing, sir.
It's what is Mike saying?
Oh, I didn't even know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, then when you're done buying that rack or cage, you hop on over to fullviewsapparel.com. Get yourself shirts, hats. I got this new Flaminga Kylis shirt.
So fun to say.
It is. That's now on the website, both as a shirt and as a hoodie. I am planning to add more hoodies, like the designs that exist, adding those in a hoodie option, and then probably running like it's finally getting cold sale.
Yeah. It's called a 'Tis the Season sale.
Yeah, it's just a matter of taking the time to sit down and do that because it takes a long time to make those mock-ups. It's tedious.
Worth it.
But there is some other new stuff added. I made the Willard Eye shirt a hoodie option. That's available now.
Hell yeah.
Website got a facelift. I don't know if we recorded since then, but I've done a bit of an update on the website, so it looks better, at least in my opinion. And then the Temistoma hats are back in stock, kind of limited stock. So if you've been wanting one of those Temistoma patch hats, they're up there. But more stuff to come. I've got plenty of things. There's always stuff I do, dude. Like my days off, it's like, what bite of the elephant do I want to take first? So
it looks good, man. It looks good.
Give that a look. And then Caffeinate with cold-blooded caffeine. Get the Snakes and Stogies blend. It's delicious. It's nutritious. I guess if it's technically, is it coffee hydrating? It is mostly.
It is. It's got water in it.
Water?
Yeah.
Right?
It's got water in it. High quality H2O.
Yeah. Use the code SMOKE at checkout there. Get 10% off. Me and Phil get a little something. You get some awesome coffee.
I just saw something that I have to try with our beans. my cousin and his wife have, it's pour over, but it's like individual. How do I phrase this? So they have these beautiful glass coffee mugs that have a like, I guess it's a strainer, like a strainer funnel, but it's black plastic and it fits on top of that specific mug. And then they have these little cone reusable coffee filters, and they, yeah, I'd never seen this before, and they just pour the tea kettle over top of it. I thought that was fantastic. It's like a a la carte, but still pour over.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty nifty.
I don't know. This is an espresso house.
This is a house of learning doctors.
We got that espresso machine. We actually just got a quote unquote new one. Our next door neighbors were separating, and they were like, "Hey, we have this espresso machine we never used. Do you want it?"
Oh, those
and we've been rocking that same. We've been rocking that same one for the last couple of years, and it's been holding up great. I'm gonna take that one to work, but we were like, sure, why not? So it's not anything crazy. It's not like a Breville or anything like that, but
yeah, still espresso's the best.
Yeah. So, what are you smoking this evening?
Well, when I was in Daytona, a little birdie gave me the blackened M81 Maduro.
Oh, yeah. You still have that? Every cigar I brought back from Daytona has been long gone.
Oh no, man! I save this for the show.
Yeah,
gotta save it for the show.
Eventually, we are gonna get like a Breville or something higher end because my wife takes coffee very seriously.
It's an art form.
It is.
And what are you smoking, sir?
So Nika Rustica, which you guys know that I talk about pretty regularly because that Adobe with the little blue labels, one of my favorites as far as daily smokes go. Well, they just came out with a Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if this is
like a seafoam green. Yeah.
No, it's like a very like an eggshell off white.
Okay.
So I have not smoked this yet. So I've been waiting for Raj to put them on the damn shelves, and he finally did. So I got it today, and I said I'm not going to smoke it. I'll wait, and now I'm about to. So got to find my lighter. And then also on the cigar front.
Yes, please.
We recently got in these Alec Bradley. It's called a chunk.
A chunk.
It's meant to be like the nub killer. I don't think nothing's ever going to be the nub killer.
Yeah, nothing will be the nub killer.
Little $5.99.
Okay.
Maduro and a shade, and this thing is actually really freaking good. I've never been a big fan of like the nub style or like the flying pig style that Drew Estate makes.
I feel flying pig is delicious. It's just it's a waste of time.
It is because I like same with these. I mean, like at first I'm like, okay, you get halfway through it, and then it gets too hot to like it starts to really heat up and it gets too hot to smoke. Like realistically, how much of this are you really getting to before you throw in the towel? But these are actually for the price. These are fantastic. They're kind of like the nubs in that they look like they're a quick smoke, but they really aren't.
Nice.
It's pretty slow burner. So I got 2 of those.
Excellent. There was real quick, right out of the gate, man. This thing is like it's James Hetfield slapping you in the face. It really is.
With his hand?
With his hand. Just being like, hey, man, welcome to the club. Whap, right in the face.
Says, enter Sandman, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Blackened. So,
very big fan of those.
Yeah, man. This thing's
why when you were like, I haven't had it, I was like, what?
Yeah, this is fantastic.
One of the best releases Drew Estate has put out in a long time.
Yeah. It's like, it's a T52 with pizzazz. It is. Do you ever have a Sosa? Yeah. I don't even think they're around anymore. It was a smaller brand that came out of Tampa, like Ybor City, Tampa. And they had these short, like almost your nub, almost your flying pig, maybe like little, I guess you call it gordo or something. But it was like a 2-hour smoke, like an hour and a half smoke.
Well, that was like Nub's big thing when they first came out. Was like the nub stand. So like literally you'd have an ash that was, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
this much, but you could get the cigar to, that was like the challenge.
Yeah.
Before challenges were a thing. It was like, could you get your nub to ash that much and get it to stand up in the ashtray? Like the construction on them is so good that you could get them, like literally you could burn them as far back as you could, and then you could get it to stand up on the ash, and it's still fun to do. It's
Sure, sure. But I feel like even a nub or a flying pig burns way faster, smokes way faster than what these Sosas would do. I gotta Google them and see if they're still around.
It's I remember, I want to say I did have some. It's
Yeah,
been
I feel like you know that. Yeah, like easily almost 15, 20 years. Wow, we're old. What's going on in the group chat? What do we got here?
I don't know. As it's the usual suspects.
My fiance says not the influencer hand.
Tyson Dallas has been on the hunt for rubber boas. I think he was looking for some of those at Daytona, which I think there was I only saw like 2 in the whole building. But what's been going on since Daytona? What's anything new and exciting?
Not really. So all the Parabuthus molted, which was fantastic. And then just yesterday that Crassicauda molted. I was like, that's super cool, because I thought that thing was already an adult, like done, you know? So the fact that I got to get a molt out of it is fantastic. New subocs from Daytona are eating like champs. So they won't eat in front of me. It's really weird. I've been feeding them live fuzzies.
Yeah.
And which I think that seems to be a thing, at least for my subocs, is they want to eat by themselves in darkness at like 2 a.m. And then after 6 months or so, their feed aggression is off the charts, flying out of the cage, you know? But I'm just happy that these little boogers are eating and they look great. So very happy about that. Doesn't look like any of the stuff that I paired stuck at all, which I'm okay with. It's, you know, it is what it is. And but I do want to give big shout out to Jason Keller for successfully captive breeding Cerastes.
Yeah,
it's the heron horned viper. Let's give it a little golf clap.
A lot, dude.
Golf clap.
I wish I had the pictures on hand, because like I remember when he said the pictures, I was like, oh my god. I was like, how did that thing have that many eggs in it?
Do you want me to send it to you?
Sure.
All right, let me forward them. Keller, I hope you don't mind.
On the fake book.
Yeah, I'll send it on Facebook. We're off to see the Keller, the wonderful Keller of Oz. All right, Mr. Smith, Mr. Justin Smith. Oh my God, there's a lot of pictures. Wow. Okay. Just sending them all. 8 pictures coming at you.
Oh, there they are.
So yeah, you know, Keller's a whiz with pairing stuff up. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's helped me on many an occasion, and I know this is something that him and I have been talking about for a long time. And he did it, man. He legitimately did it. And you know, he sent me pictures and hugging emojis when they laid. And I think these are really short incubation. I think they're only like a 30-day incubation, right, Keller? Is he still in the chat, or did he leave?
That wouldn't surprise me, given how like I think that's a trend that you see in a lot of species that come from really harsh environments, like these guys, and then like the Diones, except it's the opposite end of that spectrum. It's cold that they're having to sort of have that shorter incubation time to work against. Because I've noticed that with the species that just live in extreme environments, be it hot or cold or whatever, that they'll have that internal incubation and then they'll lay, and then stuff hatches a month later.
Yeah.
Like almost like the body does the majority of that incubating.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very interesting to see these eggs, because they're so much more round than you'd expect. And it's a true viper that lays eggs. So that's wild into itself. And you know, all the Cerastes genus lay eggs, but the Cerastes vipera, the smallest one, those eggs are like almost completely clear, translucent. They're really, really creepy, and they only have like a 7 to 14-day incubation.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's almost like a really rigid amniotic sac. And I've seen those before from wild caught females that dropped. I never paired them, never bred them. But to see these eggs, I thought it's fantastic. Now, my animals are a few years behind Jason, so I'm hoping maybe next year, if definitely not the year after. But look how small and cute they are next to that quarter. Look at that.
Yeah, crazy.
Wild stuff, man. They're so patterned, crazy saddles and cryptic patterning down their back, like, which is crazy because the adults are usually just a tan color with some brown spots or brown flecking. So,
yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool. So, and what the hell else was I going to say? I was saying something about. Oh, I don't know if anybody saw on Instagram. I finally finished that one. Few miles east of Alpine enclosure for my silver female subak. And I tell you, I could have done so much better. And I know now, like all of our friends that do these crazy foam enclosures with the painting and the acrylic and the sand and the dirt and the cocoa husk with the aquarium sealant and all that, it's never right. You know what I mean? It's never how it is in your mind. But I thought it came out good. You know, I thought it was acceptable. So I put her in. She's doing great. I feed her. Everything's cool. A week goes by, and I go to feed her. And I look, and I don't see her at all. I'm like, oh, she's got to be in the high cave, right? So I have a rat on tweezers or hemostats, and I reach in, which like it goes against all venomous training. Like I reach in the enclosure with the hemostats and the rat on the hemostats, and I just feel like I'm being watched. And she is not in the hide cave. She's on the little foam rock ledge that I made for her. And she almost got me in the face. And she camouflaged so well with the stupid foam that I painted. And I mean, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Like, I just took gray and tan and, you know, I mean, like I'm not Picasso, but I'm sending you pictures. Like, I'm sending you pictures of with flash and without flash, because I was shocked at how well she camouflaged. Like, I literally looked right past her. My hand went past her face, and then she kind of corked up and lunged for my face, and I was like, oh, holy crap. Who'd have thought a subak would be ferocious?
The ultimate ambush predator.
Legitimate. And like, I know these, like, you can clearly see the snake in the pictures, but the room.
I mean,
was
I could see it
dim.
first glance for sure, being like,
yeah.
So,
man, she's my special girl. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that enclosure, and I look forward to building the next one. And I don't know if I'm going to do the Fields Vipers next, or if I'm going to do Egyptian cat-eyed snake next. I don't know, because I've got a oh geez, what is it? 24 by 18 by 18 exo that I want to do for the cat eye, and I want to do like a stone wall with hieroglyphics on it. I thought that could be really cool. And then Nipper gave me a really cool landscape shot that he took in the Negev desert, when he found Fields Vipers in the Negev. So I think I'm going to use that picture as a background in a black box 2x2x2, and then do like rock wall going up one side with like the photo in the background looking out over the Negev. And I think that'd be really cool with the Fields Vipers. And I found some fake, like, I guess it's creosote bush, for lack of a better word. I found some fake creosote bush at Michael's Arts and Crafts, or Hobby Lobby, excuse me. And I can't wait to put that in there. I think that'll just be super cool. Just add some creosote scraggliness to it. That'll be fun.
People need to stop sleeping on Hobby Lobby, man.
I know, right? I know. I mean, honestly, Hobby Lobby has way better plants than Michael's, but I'm talking about fake rubber stuff, silicone stuff. But Michael's does have the screaming coupon deals. So you got to kind of hit both of them up. But that's about it for me, man. What about you?
Pretty business as usual.
You are pretty, yes.
Everything from Daytona has been rocking and rolling, minus one Conicus.
What happened?
It's just not eating. That's all. Oh. It's just not eating frozen thawed. So not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Everything else has been rocking and rolling, and
sweet.
I treat everything for mites regardless of if I see them or not, and I honestly haven't seen any signs of anything
good
from everything I brought back, which I mean was a pretty decent amount of animals.
Which I actually was meaning to ask our friend group, and obviously everyone here, but I really want to know if anybody actually got mites from Daytona, because I feel like we are, as a community, getting better at that. And obviously accidents happen. Obviously things happen,
through the cracks for sure, especially something like that.
But I feel like normally, at least by this time, 3-4 weeks out of Daytona, somebody's has said, oh yeah, I got mites, or oh yeah, I came home today and found a couple walking around. I haven't heard anything from anybody. So that's a great thing.
No, I haven't seen any dead ones. I haven't seen anything. And I mean, I'm doing substrate changes on those, once a week with the spray and stuff. So,
what are you using now for spray?
What is it? It's like,
is the stuff in the blue
expired, but I don't have any reason to believe that it doesn't work.
Okay.
Is it Nature's Way or something?
Oh yeah, in the brown bottle.
Yeah, in the brown bottle.
Yeah, that stuff's fantastic. I can't find it around here.
It works. Anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bottle that's probably been floating around my closets between my parents' house and my house and wherever I lived previously.
Yeah.
For a decade. But it's still working. Nice. It was still available on Amazon not that long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the stuff that I've been using for a while, and it seems to do the job. I haven't had any issues.
Good. Well, I ran out of Frontline, and obviously we all know that Frontline is discontinued. So Billy found the active ingredient, some chemical that I'm not going to try and pronounce. What's that?
Fipronil.
Yeah, but it's something else. It's like the alcohol-based version or whatever. So I found the Fipronil blah, 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 blah on Amazon. I bought some and tried to do the microdose. But when you read the manual of like how to mix the stuff, because it's an insecticide, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to mix the stuff to like spray your garden. Dude, it makes it sound like it's radioactive.
Yeah.
Like it is legitimate toxic poison. And I mixed it and I shook it up and I diluted it appropriately. I actually put it in the Frontline bottle so that I knew that was the juice. Yeah. And honestly, just spraying it in a Dixie cup, I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm too afraid. And I just
so like what I do with the stuff, even if it was the Frontline when I was using that, like I got to a point where I never treated the animals directly. I always just got to a point where I just treated the paper towel that I was keeping them on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And depending on what it was that I was using, it would they'd be without a water bowl for a couple of days, typically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I've done now over the last handful of years is, whether it was Frontline or the Nature's Way stuff that I'm using now, pull out of the selector size sheet, whatever you need for whatever tub you're using. And I just very gently, as I'm pulling it, just one pass. Usually I'll flip it over, another light pass on the other side, and then I'll do that with two more sheets, and then I'll let them dry out some.
Yeah.
And then stack them in there. And then depending on what I'm using, maybe the water bowl goes back in, maybe it doesn't. It just depends on what I'm trying to use to kill the little bastards.
Sure. And
So I
also, like,
think it's
as a
fine to
preventative,
just spray it and then really let it dry out, even if it's over the course of a couple days.
well, and what I was doing too is, as a preventative, I would take the front line and I would go tss, 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 in the tub in the enclosure when it was blank bottom, and then throw the substrate on top. And that seemed to do pretty
Yeah.
well, just as a preventative measure.
Mhm.
I am also kind of spoiled because the desert room and
Yeah.
like mites just
That goes against
don't.
everything that mites need.
Right. And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say it keeps them away per se. I mean, knock on wood, you know what I mean? But I've seen way less than I would have in years past now that I have the desert room. So,
Yeah. And it's getting rid of, I don't know that we've really ever sort of gone deep into mites and stuff like that, but like if you understand the life cycle of them, it makes it much
Right.
easier to handle them. And knowing sort of the ideal environment they need to really take off.
Right.
They need warm, humid, and dark, and they do great. And usually a desert room is the complete opposite of that.
Yes. Yes. My only issue is it's carpeted. So like if I had higher humidity, I'd be screwed. But right now, I mean, I think the room's at like 46 or 48%, and it's been monsoon raining. Actually, you know what? Let's just check it. Let's be all Buck Rogers and we'll check this right now.
And in the rare instance, it's been a very long time since I've had any major issues with mites. I mean, like probably 20 years.
Okay.
18 years since I had like a major mite problem where I realized how bad they were and said, oh shit, and went into panic mode. But like when that would happen, I wasn't just spraying, the animals and treating them directly or, just the substrate and stuff. Like I would spray the racks.
Yeah.
At the base of the racks, basically any sort of avenue of transport for them. Like if they're coming in contact with it, I want it to have this, the chemical on it to
For sure.
get them gone.
Okay. So right now, I have the Govee live right now. It is 9:28 p.m. East Coast time. And in the desert room, it is 74 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 50% humidity. Outside my house, where I'm sitting right now, it is 78 degrees Fahrenheit and 89% humidity.
Woo-hoo.
So we're trying.
Yeah, and Mike Kosicki brought up a good point too. He said he recommends human like Nix spray.
Nick spray is amazing when you do it right. If you don't, you'll do what I did and kill an entire rack of designer hognose on accident. So,
what did you do wrong?
Well, I had friends who had a bad mite outbreak, and I said, "Look, let's do some Nix chemical." And I mean, let's be real, kids. It's lice shampoo. It's poison. It's straight up poison. And I told them how to dilute it appropriately. And they did. They diluted it appropriately. And then I told them how to spray each tub in a particular way so that, it would not be an issue per se, stripping the substrate out, doing the paper towel, spraying the paper towels like you and I just talked about, removing the water bowl. Except I didn't realize that the rack that they were using had no ventilation at all.
Oof.
And they just gassed them all out. And I felt absolutely horrible. And that is why I'm very, very careful as to whom I recommend Nix to and how I recommend them to it. I also feel like in the 10 years or so since that happened, maybe longer, 15 years, they have changed their recipe. Nix, I mean.
Like direct is not as potent.
No, I feel like it's more potent. I feel like it's more
potent?
toxic. Yeah. So I'm even more apprehensive to use it. But as a last resort, if you don't have frontline, if you don't have the nature's the one you just talked about,
Nature's Way, whatever.
Nature's Way, right? If you don't have Nature's Way or you don't have frontline, and you're in a pickle and you come home to an outbreak, Nix shampoo will work really well when diluted in parts per million and high ventilation. So just keep that in mind. It is a legitimate poison, and you will kill your animals if you're not careful. So I do not recommend it to someone who's not done it before with someone who's experienced. But
dude, it's so weird. Like I'm trying to find this stuff, and it's like all of a sudden it's vanished.
what, the Nature's Best or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike says use the spray, not the shampoo. So we always took the shampoo and we diluted it in parts per million and then put that in a spray bottle. I didn't know they had a spray anymore. That's pretty cool, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't say like Nature's Way or anything. It just has.
Well, do you still have the original packaging? Because you could get the UPC or like barcode number.
It's.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
I mean, similar packaging, but well, do you have your Nature's packaging?
Wait, here we go. Natural Chemistry.
Okay.
That's the brand.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That stuff works. Seems to do the job.
Yeah.
But I also thinking about all that, on the way back from Daytona was like the best sort of prevention of anything like that is just buying from the right
reputable people. Yeah.
I feel like the days of take the snake out, inspect it top to bottom before you buy it, all that stuff. I don't really see people doing that. I don't really do that. Like if I see a snake and everything looks outwardly healthy and obviously, there's no blatant issues, like I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it was coming from somebody that I, knew, importer stuff, whatever, like I kind of expect that kind of deal. I expect the bonus package with it.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I've had such a good run with not having to deal with mites, is just like being somewhat particular about who I'm buying from.
Yeah.
But also treating anyways, whether I see stuff or not, just go ahead and treat them for mites and move on accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And like, I got my sub box from Rob and there's no qualm. Like I trust him. Like the dude's been doing it for way longer than I've been alive. So I look at the animal in the deli cup. I go, okay, cool. Looks good. And, tongue flicks, eyes are clear, tail's not kinked. All right, let's go. That's it. So.
Yeah. But everything else has been eaten great. Like I said, there's the one Conicus that Rob Robbins hooked me up with, the male.
Yeah.
For the female that I bought a couple of weeks ago. That's
which, by the way, dare I say the male's prettier than the female?
I don't know. I think he's gonna shed soon. So I'm really
okay.
He's on the.
I feel like he's also smaller too.
I really want to see what he looks like after he sheds,
but he's also smaller too, so that could play a factor, right? A little tighter scale, you know what I mean? A little higher contrast because the scales are tighter.
Yeah, we'll see. But I need to get some breeder mice again, because I think part of the problem with that particular individual and then that male that I have that hasn't eaten for a year and a half, I think I just need to try live.
Yeah.
So I have those Reptile Basics like rat breeder bins that are made for like a pair of rats, but they work really well for like a group of 4 in mice. They're the right size.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get, I think, 2 groups together for
so
those.
You don't have any live rodents left at your parents' house? Oh, you stopped all that?
Yeah. So like an idiot, I wasn't rotating stock like I should have. And so then it got to a point to where I was like, wait a second, production has pretty much stopped and all these animals are old, like retired breeders now.
Yeah.
And I had a couple issues with some of the water lines getting pulled because a raccoon or a possum got in there. Just a handful of
just
the
annoying.
stuff that's just like it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just whatever, I'm done.
Right.
It was getting harder and harder to keep up with too. So I think I'm just gonna do some, 2 bins of mice. I'll probably keep them here in the garage.
Yeah, it's easy.
That's minimal, and that's really all I need.
Yeah, you really don't have anything that's rat now, right?
Dude, I didn't even really have anything that was a rat when I had rats.
Yeah.
I didn't need anything past like a fuzzy. Basically, it was the size of like a small adult, like mouse. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's why I got to the point where I was just giving Jake like these when I euthanized the big adult rats, because I'd call males periodically because I'd end up very male heavy. I was like, dude, I don't like take these. And even he was like, dude, I've got like 2 snakes maybe that can eat an adult, like a big rat. It was, they were just stacking up in the freezer at my parents' house in the garage there, because I was like, I don't know what else to do with them. And he, I gave him what he wanted, and I was just like, do I need to buy like a boa or something just to manage this? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do mice again, and Petco sells male and female mice. I just haven't felt like making the pilgrimage over there to get some.
Yeah.
Might wait for that tarantula sale, and they got them reptile rallies, and everything's 50% off. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, come to think of it, the only stuff I have that eats rats is the water pythons and the big geriatric cobras, and I give them frozen anyway. So like I got a handful of small rats in the freezer, and that's it. Because they probably could eat mediums if I wanted to, but there's no need for it. Everything else is rat pup and or adult mouse. All the subocs are rat pups. The wrinkles are all rat pups. The puff adders are all rat pups. So at least for now. Well, and honestly, the wrinkles will probably just be pups forever, even the adults, because I don't like to give them. When I gave them small rats, there was so much undigested fur in the feces. It was like a whole rat's worth of fur they're not designed to eat that. They're designed to eat toads. So rat pups seem to have the best BM for them. And then all my puffs, the Namibians, I have no idea, or pseudo Namibians, we'll call them. I have no idea how big they're going to get. They're growing good. But the capes, they only get like 2.5 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, I could just keep them on wrap ups, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. I just, even like the big female Jansenine, like she doesn't.
Yeah. You could give her 3 mice and call it a day.
I gave her even like a medium rat, like that would put a pretty big lump in her.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't you rather give her like three adult mice? Yeah.
Same with like the rhinos, dude. Like I don't want to give them one huge massive meal, which I actually did that with one of the neonate or juvenile now that had the subdermal worms. Yeah. I've been pushing that one kind of hard with food, and she's like to the point to where I noticed I fed her a decent sized fuzzy, and it stuck with her for a minute. Oh, wow. I was like, I really hope I didn't push her too far, because I was like, that lump is still there. Yeah. A week plus after eating that meal, and she handled it no problem. But I was just like, man, this is really redlining this.
Was the feces like plump and clumpy, or was it?
Yeah, normal? Everything else was normal. It wasn't like it was such a massive meal. Yeah. I felt bad for her, because it was like she's probably super uncomfortable now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the house snakes I've come to learn are probably not too far off from like dry marcon and stuff, and that you feed them once and you're having to clean that cage like twice in a week just because of the amount of crap they're throwing out there.
Yeah. But it's little craps.
I don't know, man.
Not dry marcon craps.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive.
I'll tell you what though, I was being lean with my dry marcon, and I always swore never feed rats, because rats lead to excess fat in places that they shouldn't have excess fat, and that leads to heart problems. And I don't need that with them. So I will say this though, they were looking a little lean. I was like, man, I wonder if it's just the summer. They're in a desert room, like that's not their vibe. So I've been boosting them with some rat pups because I'm getting, 20, 30 rat pups at a pop just to feed everything else. And I was like, let me just give them 3 here, give them 3 there. And dude, they put the weight on like that, which again leads to my theory of it shouldn't be a constant thing. But now I definitely need to feather the diet because I don't want them to get fat where they're not supposed to. But I'll tell you what, man, you want something to gain a little weight, you give them a rat pup. That's plump them right up. And yes, Mike Kosicki, I do have Laius fuscus, Queensland localities. They're my slippery puppy dogs.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Especially like that was the issue I had with cresteds was like I'd give them that Pangea, the red label stuff with the black fly larva in it.
Yeah.
And it's like
it packs it on quick.
It packs it on quick, but then it's very easy to go past what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they end up super chunky, and now getting them to lose weight is really, really, really difficult without just flat out starving them, you know. And it's same thing with rat pups and stuff. It's like you really got to pay attention to how often and how much of those they're getting, and finding that balancing act.
Which is wild because like we feed rats to so many other species on a regular bit, like Morelia. You know what I mean? Like I've never once worried about my Morelia ever being overweight. But
with chondros, because when you're getting that much fat and protein and it's just sitting there.
Now, do they ever get like those vestigial hips like corn snakes get? You know what I'm talking about?
Not that I've seen. No, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The corn snakes get those like fatty hips on the side of the cloaca. Like I've never seen that on a Morelia, but I would imagine if it was going to be on any of them, it'd be on a chondro.
Yeah.
So just that heavy, fat bottom girls, as they say.
Yeah.
But
that's another one, dude. Like once they get fat, getting them to lose grammage is tough because their metabolism is nothing. Say it's probably the same with the Conicus, dude. Like an animal that can run on so little for so long, like you hammer them with crazy caloric intake, like rat pups and stuff. Like good luck getting them to drop weight.
Yeah.
Unless they're a male that just decides he's not going to eat for 2 years.
Well, and all right, so your long-term Conicus that you've had, are you feeding them once a month? Are you feeding them once a week? What are you doing with them? Because I feel like they're the most sedentary thing you have. You're right.
I honestly think the chondros are the most sedentary thing.
Really? Okay.
Those Conicus, at least when I go in at night, like the younger ones, like they're
doing
cruising,
stuff.
They're moving. Like chondros, I mean, those are moving at night too. But like, I see the Conicus in different positions more than I see the chondros in different positions, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, it's kind of apples to oranges when you're considering it's animals with two vastly different lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
But the Conicus, like those, I've been trying to hammer my yearlings a little more and feeding them once a week just to try and sort of get more size on them. That male, honestly, I'll try him like once every other month, but I'm at a point now where it's like, you're probably not going to eat. I'm not going to waste the mouse. Like I'm just going to get another group of mice at some point here in the next coming couple weeks. And we'll try some live fuzzies, and see if that has any enticement. I don't think it's that he's not hungry, because I'll open the tub, and you know how sandboas do the thing where their little face is sitting there waiting, and he's in different spots when he's doing it. So he's switching ambush spots.
He's playing the field.
He's playing the field.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's that he's not hungry. I think it's just he wants live, and when I've tried live in the past, it was with rats that were a little bigger than probably what he was comfortable going after. Because I do think, and I could be wrong if someone else is keeping Conicus. Please correct me, but I feel like Conicus are a little more particular about prey size, and they're a little more shy when it comes to stuff that might be on the bigger side. They don't strike me as a species that is like a corn snake that can take a massive meal, or the house snakes, another good example. Like I feel like Conicus, you kind of want to go almost smaller than what you normally would give a snake of a similar size and age.
Okay. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, kind of thing.
Right. Well, I mean, you think about they got the Goomba
Yeah.
build, like tiny head and a big body.
Goomba.
And realistically, I feel like for them to be able to really open their mouths and like really get a big meal down, would it kind of be difficult for them?
Sure.
Like it's literally bottlenecking at the head.
Yeah. Like a blood python.
Yeah. But I think they're just a little more particular. They get scared. I think they're much more shy about prey size. Like if you go a little too big, I think it's gonna completely turn them off and they're just not gonna go for it. But
have you seen, in your experience, have you ever seen them attempt and then abandon?
No.
Okay. So if they're attempting it, it's going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been interesting because each of them individually are very different. So I've got a couple that I can, because usually I'll just drop feed. I've got one that it's pretty hit or miss. It'll either eat it overnight or it won't. I've got a couple where if I put it on like a deli lid on top of the substrate, it'll be gone by morning.
Cool.
I've got another, like those same animals. If I were to put it on a deli lid, take them out like with my little tiny pen hook and, put that mouse in front of them, they grab it and wrap it and eat it right then and there. Doesn't matter if it's the middle of the day or nighttime, whatever. And then I've got some where it's like, I've just got to drop it and leave it and not disturb them at all because they get turned off so easily. Like kind of like the subox, like you were talking about, like can't be in the room while you're trying to feed them because they're just not going to eat.
Yeah.
And then there's that male that he's just, I don't know what his deal is. They're also, I've come to find, like, and I've mentioned it previously when we were talking about them, like if you take them out of their substrate, you can tell they are so uncomfortable, and the anxiety, you can almost feel it. It just goes up with those things. And I think that's part of the problem with that older male. And I've tried a couple of times where I saw him just sitting there, face hanging out, and that's all you see, and dangling in front of him, trying to kind of tease him a little bit. And pretty much every time he either just bites it defensively or he just withdraws and goes under and, goes the opposite direction or whatever. So
I know we had talked about in the past, but
tease feeding does not seem to work with them like it does other.
Oh, I can imagine. What I was going to say is, you and I talked about just grabbing a handful of oak leaves and just, even if they're like on a paper towel, like forget the sand, just doing a leaf litter. Do you think that might actually help?
I don't know. He in particular has because he's in that V35 size tub,
which is a good tub for them.
XR rack, and that thing is probably 3/4 of the way full of substrate, so he's got plenty. It's not that he doesn't have enough. Like I give them, unless they're in quarantine, which the quarantine ones are on paper towel still. They just have a couple different layers of it.
Yeah.
Everything else that's on Aspen, like I fill it out. Like I'm not skimping when it comes to sub, and some of those yearlings I actually need to bump up to the next tub size or just put them in the rack.
Nice. So that's
maybe that's the thing I need to do is actually try is like scale him back, put him in a smaller tub.
Well, what I was going to say is why don't you hybridize your substrate? So if you've got Aspen in there, take some paper towels and just lay them on top of the Aspen.
Because I've tried drop feeding with him multiple times where I just left something overnight, hoping that maybe if I just went in there real quick, dropped it, closed it, left the room, turn out the lights for the day or their evening, and then come back in the morning and check that maybe that lack of disturbance and being so quick to drop it and go. Yeah. Maybe it wouldn't cause any problems, but still I just throwing out mice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I would try to the ones with Aspen, just lay paper towels on top of the Aspen. And now you're getting the quote unquote leaf litter, like they're covered. Yeah. And they have the substrate. You know what I mean?
I'd be curious too if I tried that, like drop fed, put the mouse on the lid, and then put the paper towel over that.
Yeah, that way
that would really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because now no one can watch it eat. It feels secure whilst eating. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have to emerge from its concealment to.
Well,
be vulnerable.
and I would have figured when I put it in that XR rack that like, okay, this will be great because it's dark. Like,
It's still got that light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, but there's not nearly as much as it was when it was in a standalone tub.
Right, but are you putting the food at the light at the end of the tunnel?
No, like,
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
middle of the tub.
Oh, okay.
I don't put stuff right there at the edge usually. I'll put it sort of centrally in the tubs. That way it's a little easier for them to find.
See, I do the opposite with the Trans-Pecos copperheads. I do it right at the entrance because even if they're all the way in the back, they are so spring-loaded because they're like, oh my God, sunshine. You know, you know what I mean? But that makes sense that you put them deeper in.
Yeah.
And that
it's going to be interesting to see what the if there's a trick to it. And I got Robin's number at Daytona, and I've been texting with him a little bit, the last couple weeks since. And
cool.
One thing that I've found to be kind of frustrating with the species is that there's like so little information on their history in the hobby, as far as like, brought them in, where'd they come from, like, more information on the caramel and hypo stuff. Like, there's really not a whole lot going on as far as like information out there. So at some point, my plan is to talk to Scott Miller and some of the other guys that have sort of really been working with that species for a long time, and see if I can compile that information and put it together for an article for the website or something. Because it's been frustrating to have so many questions and not have answers.
Absolutely.
Like, albinos exist. They don't exist in the States, but they're out there. Like, they've been found. Like, the hypo stuff, the caramel stuff, whether that's the same thing or just two different variations of it or something.
And there was it T-Paz from Western Ghats? Wherever, whether we're Western Indian. I thought it was, there was like a T-Paz, hypo, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Oh,
okay.
I know there's albinos. I don't know where that originated from, like out of what populations, but
maybe I'm thinking of the caramel. I don't know.
It's cool though, because like, I know they're not a big seller because I've seen the same ones on Morph Market for probably going on a year. And I was telling Rob, I was like, well, hopefully maybe if I talk about them enough, like I did Baird's, like, people will get interested, and then maybe we can like make some happen, because Rob's got a lot still right now. And like, I cruise Morph Market like every day, every other day. It's one of the first things I do when I get to my desk at work when I'm starting my day. And there's stuff that Rob has for sale right now that I'm like, I send him pictures. I'm like, dude, you're killing me.
Nice.
It's still there for a reason. I'm like,
nice.
I want them all. Like, I love that species is so much fun, dude.
Dude, it really is growing on you.
The babies are little bitey shits, and they make me jump every freaking time because of the whole like Jack in the Box effect, like we've talked about. Those and bloods, and I freaking hate it. But dude, that one that I also got at Daytona, that I picked up on Sunday, because I didn't see it until I stopped at that table and really looked in the second room. They had 3 of them, and 2 of them were smoking, and there was one that I was like, I went back and forth. I was like, I don't need another one, but I was like, that one's just too damn nice to pass up. So I ended up, I was like, you guys take, it was like 175. I was like, you guys take 150? I was like, yeah. I was like, done. So
nice.
Got it. And that thing is freaking smoking, dude. Like, that's going to be a really good looking animal when it gets older. And just the variation in them too. Like,
you got pics of the new ones? Because I know we showed pics before, but I know you got pics of the new ones.
Let me see.
And then this is a good segue, because I want to pick your brain about how to do a humid hide on aspen.
No, I do that all the time.
You're gonna educate me, because what I've been doing ain't working too hot.
What is my I'm on the messenger for Fulvius. Let's see.
Mr. Black is in the chat. Clayton's back. Says, nice to finally catch a live show. It's been a good 8+ months since he's been there. Welcome back.
It has been a while, Mr. Seaver.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
You don't realize how many pictures you freaking take between
Oh my God, I know.
A and B until you have to find a picture that wasn't even that old of a picture.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my God.
Or what gets me is I'm like, oh yeah, that picture I took with you know, Rob Stone a couple weeks ago. No, that was 3 years ago. You know,
let's see here.
it's like, remember when me and Smitty? Oh no, that was his wedding. Jesus.
So I also have to take this moment.
Yes.
To talk about my snakelet.
Yes, your snakelet.
Dude, I
Hear
freaking
about
love this thing. So the one I got is too big. I can fit like 3 whole fingers in this bad boy.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna order another one, but I'm gonna go like a inch smaller on the diameter. For some reason I was like, I measured my wrist and it was like 7. I should get an 8. I need to get like a 7.5 at most. But I want to get another fulvius one, and I want to get a gray band one. I freaking love it though. Like, since I never get to see a coral snake, this is the best I can do. And then, like Keller said, I can't find a coral snake to save my life, so I have to post pictures of my Andean milks for clout.
Nice.
This is the female I got at Daytona that's been rocking and rolling.
Cool.
I freaking love those things too, man. That's such a fun species.
They are so great, man. And I love how yours are so colorful still.
Whoop, wrong way. So that's the caramel hypo cross from Rob. There's a shadow right there. That's why it's dark.
Still great looking.
I was being lazy. I was like, I don't want to go outside and take pictures. I'll just put it in the windowsill.
I mean, still the same effect.
That's the one that I could not leave without.
Bro, the thing is fucking killer.
Dude, when I saw that, like, banding, I was like, oh my God, sign me up. And the other one that was really nice wasn't too far off from this one.
Dude, I love the split saddles too, where they're not exactly symmetrical. Yeah, man.
I don't even know if that's a male or a female, honestly. I think it's a female, but
I mean, that's a stubby tail, bro.
I didn't even care. I was like, I don't give a shit what sex this is. Like, it's coming home.
It's a smoke show.
It was from one of the flipper tables in the back. Like, I didn't ask him like who produced it, where it came from, none of that, because I was like, they don't even have the sex on the deli, so I doubt they know.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it, I'm grabbing it.
Super cool.
And then that's that same male, just in better lighting.
Yeah.
So he's good. He's due to shed like any day now. So I'm really excited to see, because like those colors just get more and more intense as time goes on. Let me see if I can find one of the ads that Rob had, because the mail that I sent him a picture of his own snake and was like, dude. And he was like, yeah, I know.
Nice. So I reached out to Amy Snakelet Bracelets and to try and get Suboc. And she basically was like, oh my God, I love Subocs. I wish I could do the H pattern. It's just not possible. So I was like, well, can you do like kind of zigzags? And I sent her some pictures of wrinkles, but the pictures I sent her, the hood was closed. And she's like, I can't do zigzag, but I can do like a flecking with bands. And she sent me pictures of her wagglers, which, dude, I did not see the wagglers bracelet. I would have bought that at Daytona. That thing is so freaking cool. But I was like, yeah, if you do that with, the wrinkles colors. And she's like, oh, that's really cool. What snake is that? I was like, the wrinkles. And I sent her the picture of it hooded up. And she's like, oh my God, wow emoji. So hopefully she can make me a banded rink one, because I think that'd be cool as hell.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the only guy who doesn't have one now.
I want them all.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. There's way more on Morph Market than I thought there was.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Dude, that's got to be a girl. Look at that tail.
That's a male.
That's a male? That's wild. That's wild, man. That tail is so stub.
See, what's this pet only business? Oh, kink. Oh, good Lord. That's like a...
Yeah.
That's a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, it's legitimately a 90-degree angle.
They're fun. I don't know. I'm enjoying them more than the Kenyans. Maybe it's... this is one of those Angolan type.
Yeah.
See,
really cool.
That's Rob too, man. Like, he's killing me.
I love how their saddles are like
these
maps.
people and tried to see if they'd trade a rhino for this pair.
That's pretty cool.
They didn't seem too keen on it,
It's
but
a
they didn't say no.
thing.
So we'll see. I need to hit them up again. I was going to give them a little while and be like, "Hey, you guys still haven't sold those Conicus yet, huh? You're gonna rhino."
Yeah.
Because finding like breedable, ready to go females that are adults is tough.
Yeah. I feel like also that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we don't do colubrids, but here's, you know, a third of the price off.
Well, they're up
Something
actually
like
in
that.
Black Box's neck of the woods. Like I looked them up on the map. Flowery Branch, Georgia is actually not that far from Marietta and stuff where they're near. So I was like, I need to go up and visit Chaz anyways, because Chaz is going to take my female Jansenii.
Yeah.
Chaz doesn't live that far from any of that too. So I was like, if I'm going to make a trip up there, like I'll just freaking knock it all out. But again, I haven't heard from them, and they, you know, their ad says no trades, and so I messaged them, was basically like, hey, I know the ad doesn't, you know, says no trades, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I was like, I got a hold back female rhino if you guys are interested. You know, it's the offers there.
Yeah.
Please feel free to tell me to fuck off if it's, you know, whatever. So
that's a great shot with the stone and everything. That's a good ad, man.
I still want to set mine up with like we had talked about with the flat slate and like a nice natural looking.
Dude, you can do it in the tub. No, but you can do it in the tubs, man. Like you've seen my puff adders, you've seen my Fields Vipers. Look, I'm sending you a picture.
Oh, you mean like in the rack?
Yeah, like in the tub, man. On the line. You mean online? No. On the line.
But like there's stripe morphs and like there's, you know, there's stuff that has a story that it came from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, this is a 2021 male. It's a good looking snake.
It's a damn good looking snake, man. Snake, man.
So, anyways,
here, this is what I got the Fields Vipers in. Now, granted, this is not a drawer tub. This is a self-sustained or self-contained lid tub. But you can definitely do this for Conicus in a drawer if you wanted to. Just obviously catered towards their ecosystem, you know. And everything in there is fake except for the grapevine.
Yeah, but if I'm going to do that and I'm going to go that far with it, I might as well just do it in some sort of tank or something, you know?
Yeah. Obviously, it would be prettier in a tank, you know. But if you wanted to get them to feel more naturalistic in the drawer, rock and roll. So I moved my one male ring-calls onto aspen because it's all I had. I ran out of cypress mulch. I was being lazy. And he was doing pretty good because I have another male on aspen, and he like burrows through it and like makes tunnels and shit. He acts like a king snake, and he's doing perfectly fine. But the one big breeder male, dude, he got a horrible shed, and like it just fell apart in like a million flakes. So I tried to do the sphagnum moss in a large deli cup with a hole cut in the lid. You know, I take a lighter and I melt the rim of the hole so it's not jagged. And it just dried out so fast because of the desert room. Excuse me. And then he went the spag, yeah. And obviously I'm not as attentive as I should be because it's a cobra and it's desert room and I'm not paying attention like I should. And then he winds up kicking all of it out because now that it's light and airy, it doesn't have any moisture to it. It's just like
how big is the entrance for it?
Maybe 3 inches in diameter.
You know,
I was thinking about making
it
one of the large delis. So what is that? 8-inch deli or 10-inch deli? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like pie plate size deli.
Right.
Yeah. So I just cut a hole in the lid and just packed it with a good amount of loomy spag, and I wrung out enough water that there's no standing water, but it is soaked in, you know. But it's still he still is looking dry, if that makes sense. So I didn't know if you had another idea for doing a humid hide with aspen, or do I just suck it up and put him back on mulch?
I think because when I do humid hides like that, I pretty much try to make the entrance
Tiny.
just big enough to where they can get, like, if I feed them
Okay.
and they have that lump, I want them to be able to fit through that comfortably, but I don't want it to be so big that all that moisture
Goes out.
gets zapped out.
Yeah.
But like with my Jansen the humid hide / laybox she has is one of those 5-quart hefty tubs.
Yeah. With the latches.
Yeah, but it's not like a flat one. It's one of the sort of the weird, tall, but
almost like a trapezoid.
Kinda.
Upside down trapezoid.
Sort of.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And I mean that 5 to 6 foot snake curls up in that thing, no problem. And I have that packed out with spag too. And then when I'm doing water changes or something, I'll check it. And if it feels dry, I don't even bother like squeezing water out or anything. I pour more water in there and just let it, disperse on its own. I do notice that if it is too wet, it can get kind of, I guess, it starts to kind of decompose. I don't know how else to describe it, but basically it just seems like it's kind of like soggy in a bad way.
Soggy in a bad way. And I noticed that with my desert toads, if I at least every other week wrung that same moss out, like I wring it out in the sink because it's funky water, funky moisture. But if I wring that same moss out, it doesn't get like that, and I can rehydrate it, and it looks and smells fresh. Yeah. So I mean, sphagnum, as we know, is antimicrobial and all that crap, and it does a bang up job. But if it is in a deli cup, I feel like it's gonna get funky, right?
If you let it get oversaturated, I found, but even then, like with the baby rhinos, usually instead of giving them like a hide, they get a humid hide in a water bowl, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so maybe that's what I should do.
Is really care, but also I'm wondering if it's just like the thinness of those deli cups, if that has an effect as far as the moisture evaporating faster because it's not as well insulated, if that makes sense.
Well, it's also you're 1,000% right with the thinness of it, but it also has the perforated air holes.
Okay, yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's the deli cup, the reptile deli. So I wonder if doing the hefty tub, like you said, and just not putting air holes, but obviously having a hole in top, like there will be airflow. I wonder if that will just help more, and maybe he'll want to hang out in it more because there isn't so much ventilation and it's not drying out as quick.
Well, that and too, I'm sure. So like if you got a darker tub, unless you're wanting it to be translucent to where you can see if the snake's in there or not, or what the position is, like,
that would be helpful.
I found that like if it's a dark humid hide, like especially, they get real drawn to it. But with my Andeans, I have. I'm just gonna grab one of the containers real quick.
Yeah, grab it. Absolutely, grab it. So, yeah, and hopefully he can still hear me. I don't know if he's plugged in or not, but I really feel like he's right in doing the hefty tub with no air holes would probably help out a lot. I took his heat lamp off because I was just concerned that it was just the heat lamp was drying it out too fast. And I think that that's my plight with this desert room, is that I'm doing a good job, not to pat myself on the back, but I'm doing a good job of mitigating humidity and maintaining temperatures the way that I want them. But when I have an instance like this, where it's a snake that doesn't normally need humidity, but for whatever reason is bona fide dehydrated, and you know what? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I just need to stick him in a box of water and let him float for like 20, 30 minutes. Maybe he just needs a good drink. Maybe he doesn't like his water bowl. It's just change. You know what? I might just put 2 water bowls in. Fuck it. Look at them. Look at them toes. What do you got going on, boy?
Okay.
Show us them toes, man.
This one actually just shed. So this is what I have mine set up in right now.
Oh, nice. Cool.
They're just an aspen. That fan just blew that everywhere. This is like buried. So there's the
nice
Indian.
Oh, that's great.
And they actually spend just as much time hiding under this as they do spending like time in it. So
yeah,
a good bit of substrate.
Dude, they're so pretty, man.
Oh, it's such a pretty.
So, and dude, you can see it the black starting to creep in. Ugh, I love it.
I'm waiting for us to spaz out and take the fuck off.
No, man, come on. And
Mike, this is how much substrate we're looking at. Like this is
good.
Setup. So
yeah, that's good.
That's their humid hide is their hide. It's
and then
like they have a separate dry hide.
And then that same orange lid tub or red lid tub, you don't have air holes. You just have the hole in the top. Okay, that's what I got to do. I got to do that. And Mike Kosicki asked if my water pythons are in a different room. They are not. They are in the same room. They are in Container Store 40 quart tubs with ample air holes and on cypress mulch. And I let the cypress mulch dry completely out. They have a big enough water bowl that they can completely submerge their whole body in. They're like 4.5 foot ish.
Yeah.
And they've never given me a bad shed. Like find some wood around me. Knock on the wicker chair next to me. I've never got a bad shed from them ever. So
this is just a small thin deli. This is like damp.
Yeah, but see, even that deli is thicker.
Squeeze it and water isn't going to come out.
Right, but that deli is thicker than the one I'm using. So
I haven't added water to this in weeks.
Okay.
So
yeah,
and like I said, just big enough to where if they've eaten, they can get in there comfortably.
And see, like the rink I'm talking about, he could get through that hole. Just like looking at your finger in comparison, he could get through that hole. Maybe not with a meal in him, but he could. So
it's like a Zippo for comparison.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good size. I would probably do a double the size of the container, but the whole Zippo size hole I think might work.
Freaking Hector is now investigating.
Oh, I miss Hector.
He's a freaking terrorist.
He is.
Look at him. He's like, what is that?
He's like, I could eat that. I could play with that.
He's mesmerized. These guys are going to have to get bumped up here soon, too. This is one of the ones from last year.
Oh, nice. Nice. How many you got now? 4?
3. Trio.
3. Okay.
Which isn't enough. All right, cat.
Meow.
Get out of here.
A menace to society.
But yeah, they love to hang out under that hide and then hang out in it.
Nice. A former member of the terrorist organization. So, not to completely shift gears, but I have a snake poop / parasite question for you.
No one can hold a candle to Jake's raptor claws. No one's arguing that.
Nice. I'm trying to scroll and find a picture of the damn fuscus for Kosicki. Kosicki, I'll just text you pictures later, bud. They're big. They're dark slate gray color on top with like a yellowish peachish belly. So I have a quasi-adult male cottonmouth that I field collected, and he's my little buddy. He's a dick, but he's beautiful. And I just have the one cottonmouth just because I love swamp lions, and it's probably arguably my favorite Florida snake. And he's been doing great. And like I said, field collected. He's always ate. He's always pooped. I've never had any kind of sign of dehydration or parasites or anything. And I went to go feed him, and he had pooped in his water bowl. It's a cottonmouth. It's aquatic viper. It's what they do. Dude, there were these crazy worms in his poo. But before we jump the gun, I removed him from the enclosure. I removed the water bowl. And they were alive and squirming and wiggling. And I realized they looked like giant maggots. They looked like maggots. They were the color of maggots, but they had like a dark, like you could see their guts inside them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like translucent.
Yeah.
You could see their guts. They were maybe almost a centimeter in length. And cocktail
the metric system when we're in America.
Okay, well, there may be I don't know, a quarter of an inch in length.
There you go.
And the thickness of a cocktail straw. And there was maybe 15 or 20 of them in the feces in the water bowl. And I was like, at first I was like, oh my God, it's got worms. Oh my God. And I was like, wait, are these fly maggots? But I've never seen fly maggots on his poo or any of my snake's poo before. I've seen them on regurgitated rats. I've seen them on rats that, a venomous snake killed with venom and never ate. Yeah, I've seen that. But I've never seen maggots on feces in water. So I
like submerged fully, like
no, like half, like the water level was low, half in, half out of the water. So I wound up taking it.
That would be flies.
Yeah, but they never did that before. I mean, think about everything that poops in that room, dude.
It's true.
I mean, is it because it was in water and there was moisture there and it's not a desert creature? I don't know.
Do you have flies in your room?
No. I mean, you'll see the occasional forward fly
right.
every so often, but like, no, I don't have like a forward
fly kind of thing.
No. So I wound up pouring it down and flushing it down the toilet, and I haven't noticed anything since. So I guess
see again, take pictures.
Yeah. Because I mean, if they were quote unquote worms, they were fucking huge. Like the snake.
That's weird too, because in my experience, when I've had something pass some worms, like imported chondros or something, they were like really long, thin. Like
the more I think about it, they had
stout. They were long and stringy.
The more I think about it, it was probably a fly larva of some kind. Maybe a fly maybe like a house fly or something got in from outside, and it was like, oh my God, feces in water. I'll go in that cage. It's a black box cage, so there's all those vents on the back. I don't know. And I regret not taking a picture of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Sky said same thing. Parasites are usually long and string-like or more like rice.
Yeah. No, this was like rapid fire inchworm.
Which is, it's strange because even with the the good handful of wild caught corns I've had and stuff, I've never noticed any worms. Like their BMs honestly look of a much higher caliber and quality than most captive stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Mike Kasicki says screw worms. Like, is that screw worms? Like fuck worms, or is that a type of worm called a screw worm?
Distinction.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I've had the snake for I don't know, 3.5 years, almost 4 years.
I think you would have noticed something.
Right. Unless it just got
between now and then, there's no way.
Yeah. Or maybe because I just never noticed it. Maybe he didn't poop in the water. I don't know.
When I've had stuff past worms, it was pretty obvious that they were worms.
Okay. Yeah, like I was legitimately alarmed. Not alarmed to the point where, because like, dude, the snake's healthy as a horse.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
And if that's the case and it's not having any major issues, then I honestly wouldn't even really sweat it. But
yeah. But I figured this was a good
place
to ask.
Yeah, when I had a baby chondro, so I bought a cheap Biok at a Repticon a handful of years ago, and it was doing great for the first handful of weeks, and then I came in one night and I was like, "What are those?"
Yeah.
It had it pooped, and then there was just these little stringy worms, like
hair worms,
just going like in all different directions. And first I was like, how were those all living in you like that?
Yeah.
And then it was wild. Like it was a lot. That snake didn't live much longer past that for whatever reason, or well, not for whatever reason, but
yeah,
didn't make it. It's wild.
Yeah, I'm looking through my photos to see if I did take a picture of it.
Yeah, and like Sky said, I would think nematodes would be more your concern with those and like Neurodia and stuff.
Yeah, but it did not look at nematode. It did not look like nematodes at all. And I've had snakes that had subcutaneous nematodes, and it looked nothing like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Kasicki says it's a new thing from Central America they found recently in the U.S. Yeah, but like I said, I've had the snake for almost 4 years, and I've never noticed worms in its feces. It always has like a perfect captive bred poop, but it's not. It's wild caught. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm just taking decent care of it, and it hasn't reared its ugly head until now. I don't know.
I think like what Sky was saying, like you would have seen signs by now if it were any serious load of like, you know, your sort of run of the mill usual suspects.
I'll tell you right now, man, it looks like it looks like screwworm larvae, but these screwworm larvae have these like ribs to them, like these ridges and like ribbing to it, and these worms did not have that. So I don't know. Oh, but you got a cool video to show. What is that?
That is Margaritatis.
So
I've
Dalton
seen those
says,
when I accidentally, yeah. Go ahead and read that while I pull this up.
Okay. Dalton says, I've seen those when I accidentally spilled some supplement in my wet. Oh my God, I can't read today. Uranoscodon? What is an uranoscodon? Enclosure. Definitely some kind of scavenger and not a parasite. Well, that does make me feel better. But yeah, literally Googling screwworm larva, it looks just like that, but not ridged, just smooth. So hopefully it's some kind of fly and nothing to worry about. Uranoscodon. Now I got to Google that. What is that, Dalton? Oh. Superciliosis. Diving lizard. Very cool. I've never seen that before. That's fucking wild.
I'm going to put this Andean back inside real quick.
Oh, yeah. Do your thing. Do your thing. Yeah. Mophead iguana and diving lizard. Yeah. I've never seen this before. Very cool, man. Very cool. It looks like Underground has them for sale. Wow. Up to 20 inches long, active during the day, eating live dead insects, South America, Suriname, highly arboreal. Very cool, man. Very cool. See, learn something new every day. Very cool. But yeah, I like I said, I have not seen any other worms or flies or anything in any of the other enclosures. So I'm hoping it's just a fluke fly thing, you know. One time, many moons ago, the venomous desert room that I have now was a bedroom with some tanks in it, and a mosquito laid its eggs in a water bowl, and I didn't know it, and they hatched, and it took me like 8 hours to vacuum up the flying mosquitoes in this room. And like hindsight, I should have just went and got a bug zapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I'll never do that ever again. I always now that that's happened, I'm perpetually checking water bowls, and it's not in the desert room. I don't worry about it too much because most of the water bowls I let them evaporate. But I'm always looking for mosquito larvae in water bowls now.
I mean, I thought that's something that Florida people just did anyways. But...
What, check water bowls for mosquito larvae?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Any kind of standing water, but you don't expect it to be like in your bearded dragon's water bowl. You know what I mean? So, but now I'm looking at some scorpions on the screen, and it looks like there's 2 of them. It looks like they're maybe rubbing chelicerae, if you catch my drift. What are we looking at, Smitty?
Hold on, I'm getting this chunk lit.
Oh, this chunk lit as he lights his cigar.
So, I was looking at my Margaritatis, right?
Nice.
And I was like, these guys got to be close to ready to go. So I messaged our buddy Brandon Russell,
the man
at Arachnid Rarities and Verve Biotech, and I was like, how big are your Margaritatis typically when you pair them? And he's like, well, I don't really go off necessarily size, but age. He said, send some pictures if you've got them. So I sent him some, and I was like, all of them are, over a year old at this point. And he pretty much said, give it a shot, see what happens. So last night I got out of the shower, slapped on my undies, went into the room and put some scorpions together.
Hell yeah.
And sure enough, that male immediately,
really,
as soon as I put him in there, dude, I saw his pectins, so the little wing flap things you see on their underside,
right?
Immediately started sweeping that cork bark like instantaneously.
Excellent. So how long did it take them to find each other?
I coaxed him over in her general direction, and then I saw him doing his gyrating thing.
Yeah.
Under the bark, and so I lifted it up, and that's how they were. And of course, she was like literally finishing up eating a cricket and still had it, was still eating it when he was doing this. So I was kind of laughing because she was like, dude, I'm just trying to eat. And he's like, what up?
So now, is this seasonal, or is this just like size?
What do you mean?
Like, did you get lucky and like this is the time of year to do it? Or is it just like
I think if you put them together, they'd make something happen. I think I have 2.2.
Okay.
And so Margaritatis typically aren't considered to be as communal of a Centroides as we see with like Arizona barks and Gracilis and stuff like that. So I was always told like you can't really cohab them long term. Adult pairs you can probably keep together with reasonable, no issues. So he's been in there since, for 24 hours now, and he seems like they've been fine. I looked around this morning, didn't see any signs of a spermatophore or anything, but Hannes over in Germany said they also, they may eat that after they're done. So,
oh, really?
There may not be one there to see.
So wait, so the female eats it? Well, no, because she's got it inside her. The male would eat it?
I guess so.
Interesting. I have to.
But I just thought it was. I thought it was really interesting that like immediately he started sort of doing the buzzing they do, where their whole body just like starts to like.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I don't know if she was just like, bro, leave me alone or what, but he was trying.
Yeah, I've been meaning to put my Australis together, but my male just won't put on weight. I don't know why. He just won't. And I'm afraid like that he's like wispy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe I should just do what you did. Maybe just throw them together. Say fuck it.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, I've bred scorpions before, and like I've seen the males like do their courtship thing, but like to watch those pectins immediately, like I saw him go like flush with the cork, and then I saw him like he took a couple steps, and then you see him like just starts like just watching just the immediate like sensory uptake of all those pheromones and stuff, and those those pectins are a big sensory thing for them, as far as like that's what they're there for, is to pick up chemical trails and things like that. And just to watch him just immediately like, oh, I know what's going on here. And like spending, wasting no time courting that female. I thought it was cool. And to watch him just like nothing else mattered. Like I probably could have freaking picked him up and he wouldn't have stopped, gyrating or whatever it is you want to call it. Just like the snakes, like once they're in that zone, man, there's nothing else exists.
Yeah. Just like us. Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. So they're still together?
Mm-hmm.
Good, man. Good. I hope it works, man. I hope it sticks. Yeah, I've never seen a spermatophore eaten. I've seen them just knocked over in the sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like when I saw him, it was when I had Palmettocoastexotics 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When they were everywhere and cheap, I had a pair and I put them together and like I saw the spermatophore on a rock. So I was like, okay, cool. Like he's at least trying, whether he made it happen or not. Who knows? I don't, but didn't see one with these two, but that doesn't, it could also be that they just need to be together a little longer and like, he needs to make it happen. I didn't look super hard when I got home from work, but
I've never seen them approach each other. I've always put them together, left them alone, came back that night, lift the rock, see them, making out or whatever, doing a dance, in doing the waltz, but yeah, I've never put a male in and had him go over and be like, hey baby, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, okay, I'm going to hide over here. And then that was at dinner time. And then at midnight I go look and they're locked up, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was very obvious when the Palmettocoastexotics, because I was like, it wasn't there when I put them together. And then I came back, the next morning and like, hey, there's a spermatophore just chilling there on the rock. It was pretty neat. And knowing what we know now as far as Palmettocoastexotics availability, it's it might have been troglodytes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was like I had a pair and I like those because it's super easy to tell.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, even with these, like it's not difficult. The males are so much thinner and lankier and females are much stouter. But I think I have 2.2 from what I can tell. It looks like I have
nice
2 pairs.
2 pairs, bro.
And then I'm supposed to be sending my Brachypelma classy to our buddy Dritz because he just molted, and I knew it was a male from the previous molt, but he finally like hooked out, and
cool.
And he's matured, so he's a man now, and nice. I'd like to get him some girlfriends, which apparently he has like 3 waiting for him up north.
Cool.
If anyone was listening to the Arachnids shows at all, that we've done 2 episodes with Dritz, he has sort of a network of people where if someone's looking for a specific species or if he doesn't have it, like a male classy, like that's a species that takes some time to get up to size, and like they're slow growers, slowish, and they're not terribly common. There's not a lot of people really breeding them. So like having this male and knowing someone who has females ready and some other people that have females ready that he can go to, it's nice that he's gonna get to put in some work and hopefully make more classy available for everyone else.
It is a classy bug.
It is a classy bug. But now that means that I have to find another male because my female it's probably going to be a while before she's ready. But by the time she's going to be ready, he's probably going to be too old. I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah. Oh yeah. I love getting Brandon's like new updates, you know what I mean, in the email. And I missed this one. When was this one from? This is from Saturday. I missed this one. So I'm actually just looking at it now. But man, I want to do more Parabuthus, but I also feel like I should diversify the portfolio a little bit. Like I can't have one of each color variation, or can I?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to do. Are you trying to make worm, or you just want to, you know?
I don't know. And then, like, honestly, man, like Centuri's bicolor are just fucking screamers,
dude.
They're just screamers. Like they're just gorgeous. I want to put it on a black, like black sand or black substrate or something, just to make it pop, you know. And then
we got all those baby hensai too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Those have been
How are they doing?
Challenging. So I've been trying to do like pre-killed small, you know, as close to pinhead as I can get crickets.
Right.
And you can tell when they're eating and when they're not, because when they are, they look like they're about to pop. They're so, you know, they literally swell up like little balloons.
Yeah.
And I have most of them. There's like one or two that have been eaten regularly that I can tell, and then the other ones have not been. So I have those little flower beetles.
Yeah.
That Sanchez or Dustin Black hooked me up with, that are basically like teeny tiny miniature mealworms. And those have worked, except for the fact that like when they hit substrate, they bury themselves. So I've been doing some of those, and then I'll do like a pre-killed small cricket because they will scavenge, but I'm not seeing scavenging behavior, so I may have to end up getting some fruit flies, which
you can't just get pinheads, bro.
I mean, I could probably order some online or something, but
you don't have a place local to you.
I got PetSmart.
So you don't have any place local that, even by local, I mean an hour drive, where you can get pinheads?
Nope.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled, man. Fuck.
Yeah. So those flower beetles work well, but they don't really. It's kind of the same issue I had with fruit flies with the maculatus. Was like, I feel like they really don't get anything out of them, because those maculatus would eat fruit flies regularly, but it was like they weren't putting on any size at all.
Yeah.
And so these hensai are freaking tiny, because that's a small species to begin with, but I have to probably get some fruit flies. And the problem with those is
they climb.
You can't, no, not even that, but you can't just, I have 7 slings.
Right.
I can't just go and pull 7 fruit flies out.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
If I open that tub, like, I can do my best to keep them contained, but I'm almost always going to have some that get out and escape, which isn't that big of a deal because they don't last very long, because it's drier in that room than they can really handle.
Right.
But like, if I want to be able to contain them and only get what I need, I have to go and put them in the fridge for like 5 minutes and then pull them out. And then they immediately start moving around again once they've sort of, warmed up more. And then I have to go put them back in the fridge for another 5 minutes, get what I need out of that before they wake up. Like, It's a whole process, and I can't figure out a better way to do it, but that's probably what I'm having to do.
Yeah, man, it's fucking tough.
It is. And I'm thinking about this, and then like when I had the Gracilis and Sculpturatus babies and stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember it being this difficult to get food in these freaking things. It's like, what is going on? Like,
I think it's just so tiny, man. That's the thing. So
like, even Sculpturatus babies aren't much bigger.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's so tiny, I don't know. I got, like I said, I didn't realize how spoiled I am, because I have every size cricket available at my disposal on the regular. So like since I got those Transvalicus, I've just been getting the figure like 10 or 12 pinheads, and then they molted. Now I'm on 1/8, and they've been doing, I give each Scorpling like 3 or 4 1/8 a week. So
yeah. Well, it's like Dalton's saying, I'll gladly pay someone to get past the fruit fly stage. And fortunately, if you can really get them eating food and stuff, like, you really just have to get them 2 instars into that spot where they can handle those smaller crickets,
unless you're the one who produced them.
Right.
And
it's not so bad. It's just a matter of getting them there.
Yeah.
That's the trickiest part. That was where the struggle was with those maculatus slings, for sure, was, making sure they were all eating, and then like okay, I'm feeding them, twice a week and they're not putting on any size. Like they're not growing, they're not molting. Like what the hell? So sort of the idea of pre-killing a cricket and putting it in there was that they could eat on that. And that'll really like juice them up because they're getting a lot of food. Like it's
right.
Eat as much of it as they want to, and they'll really fill up. But if they're not scavenging or they're not eating that, it's springtails. Yeah, I could do springtails.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Jeff. Great idea. And then I've also heard, I don't know what species, but I've also heard of using a like a bottle cap of wet dog food. But only certain ones. Like I've heard of baby emperors doing that.
Yeah, I've heard of like cricket legs or something they'll eat. But yeah, it's I don't know how anyone has made selling huntsmen profitable as cool as they are. I don't know what it is. Like slings of scorpions compared to slings of tarantulas are two very different.
Yeah.
Tarantula slings, it's like they can take down bigger stuff and don't seem to care. Like in my experience, baby scorpions, especially like fresh baby scorpions, like just off mom's back, are tougher because you don't have the like baby snakes. You don't have the luxury of them being able to eat something considerably larger than themselves. With scorpion slings, it seems a little tougher. Especially if they don't have, the power and the gusto to be able to grab something and put it down. So,
agreed.
I don't know, but I've also found there's been some of the Brachypelma or radum slings I have, like tarantula wise. Those kind of like the Conicus, like seem to get scared off by prey size that is just slightly too big very easily.
Yeah.
It really doesn't take much to freak them out to where they just won't touch something. So I have to go a little smaller than what I would with like an ornamental or something else.
It's like the Boiga and Telescopus, man.
Yeah.
If they have to fight it, they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth the fight. They want something that can just easily overpower. So
so sort of shifting gears.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure people don't want to hear about arachnids, which we have a new arachnids episode happening Wednesday.
Nice.
Aphonopelma and baboon tarantulas.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I've had the coral snake itch. I don't know if it's the snakelet or what.
To find one or to keep one?
To find one.
Oh, okay.
Just to see one again.
Yeah.
I like Cuban blues. Dalton.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyways, I got the itch that cannot be scratched, and it's the coral itch. And so for some reason, the last couple of days, I've been like, I got a feeling if I go look, I'm going to find one. Like sometimes you just get this weird like intuition.
Sure.
Where you're like, I can feel it in my bones that if I go look,
I
will see it. And so I had that today. And so I got home, didn't even take my stuff out of my car. I just grabbed my hook and went into the little lot next door and started poking around. I didn't find anything.
That's okay. You will.
We went over to my parents' house. Katie was like, come on, let's go. We took my parents' golf cart. Sometimes we'll go, road cruise on the golf cart.
Yeah.
Dirt roads and stuff. And she's like, come on. She dragged me out of the house. I was like, let's go. I was like, we're not going to find anything. Like, why bother? Why even get out of bed? What's the point? This life isn't worth living because we cannot.
Jesus, bro. Jesus.
She's like, come on. And so I got in the car and we went and looked, and we didn't find any either.
Damn.
Find anything. Well, that's not true. I found a racer, but it was the same racer I flipped yesterday when I was at my parents' house.
Nice.
That same piece of tin, that same little 2-foot racer was hanging out. So I pestered him for a few minutes and then let him go. I guess the one good bit is that I found my missing stack of tin that someone decided to move.
Oh, really?
So I had a really good stack, like on the edge of like a wood line where there was a sort of a transition-y period before like some trees and it got into sort of a swampier area.
Right.
Well, it turns out someone bought that lot next door to my parents, which is where this tin was. But the guy lives in the neighborhood next to my parents because he bought it from the guy in Tennessee that had it before. And I guess he saw that tin and moved it. And because at first I thought maybe my dad had taken it and used it for something. Because I was like, hey, what'd you do with that tin stag? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, I don't know where this guy put it. Like, you couldn't have just picked up like 3 sheets of tin that are 9 feet long and just walked off in the woods.
Right.
So I was like, what the hell did you do with them? So I finally, there's like the previous owner of that lot had a little tiny, it's more of a lean-to than anything else, but that's where he kept this old tractor, and it's still there. And 4 hurricanes back, a tree had fallen on top of it, so he just, I guess, said screw it and just left it all there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll bet you that guy maybe moved that tin over there. And so I went over and looked, and sure enough, he had all 3 sheets stacked on top of each other right next to this little lean-to thing. I was like, dude, you almost put it in a better position than where I had it before.
Nice.
I just went and flipped it while it was sitting there, and there wasn't anything under it. But I was like, maybe I'll go and take them back and put them somewhere else. But I was also tempted to just leave them there and be like, if he gets rid of them, he gets rid of them. But this is a good spot. Let's see what happens. Like let's roll those dice. So the mystery that I've been trying to solve of my missing tin stack for the last like 2 months has been solved.
Nice. And how easily accessible are they now?
I mean, just as easy as they were before. They really, like, realistically, he moved them 30 yards from where they were. There's just this giant downed oak that Matthew took down, Hurricane Matthew. And that's where I had him hanging out and stuff over by that. And like, I walked over there one day to go flip him. Like, where'd my tin go? And I asked my dad. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, there's a guy bought that lot, and I guess he was walking around. And he must have moved him. I was like, son of a bitch.
Damn. Not to.
How dare he touch the tin that is mine on his property?
On his property, right? God forbid. I was just reading, you had mentioned Cuban Blues, and I saw Dalton, I was reading his thing. So my friend and I actually got, this was 2006 or 2007. We got some of the first ever, back then it was Rofalurus Junkius, I think. And we got some of the first slings ever. They were captive bred in Sweden. And my buddy had them shipped over from Sweden. And we got like, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them. Half of them died because they just would not eat. We wound up taking like 1/3 size crickets, or like slightly bigger than pinhead crickets, smushing their heads so some goo came out, and then stuffing it in their face. And they'd be like, what the hell is this? And they'd try and fight you. And then they would obviously taste it on the chelicerae, and they would take it from the tweezers and just eat it. So I don't know if you want to try that, Dalton, but we did not have good success with them. They were not easy. So, but that was also many moons ago. So I'm sure now there's a lot more people that know a lot more about it than me, who would be more than willing to help you in that endeavor.
Yeah. And so we were talking in the group chat too, because Mike had mentioned make a pit trap, like a drift fence. And that's actually something I've wanted to do on my parents' property for a long time, like a lot of years now. It's just been a matter of like taking the time to dig out 5-gallon bucket sized holes in the ground and setting it up and stuff like that. Cause I'm very curious, what stuff would I manage to turn up in one of those that I just don't really see if I'm out herping and looking for stuff.
It would have to be fossorial. I mean, I imagine you get a bunch of broadhead skinks.
Stuff hits that drift fence and just happens to make its way in there.
Well, then also, don't you have to check that like twice a day?
I mean, ideally, I think you at a minimum you need to check it once a day, like in the mornings. But you can also, like, the buckets have lids. You can just put the lids on them when you don't want to open it up,
Yeah.
Because it'd be cool to do one of those on this lot next door, which I also don't own. We want to buy it, but we need to hunt down the guy. He lives up in Lake New York or something. I do want to get some. I want to put like at least one stack of 10 on that little lot, because that is the same lot that I saw that coral last year in my backyard, climbing up that tree. So
eating rat snakes.
Trying to get him some baby yellers. It'd be nice to get a little stack going over there.
Yeah.
But like a pit trap on my parents' property would be really interesting. I think because also now with all the rain we've been getting consecutively over the last handful of months and stuff, like we've got a decent swampy area, bog area kind of in the back part of the lot too, which I want to get some waders for, because I want to be able to walk into that stuff and look around.
Or even just some knee-high boots, you know?
Some thigh highs.
Yeah, get some thigh highs.
Yeah. So yeah, a pit trap would be cool though. I want to see what I find, and then I know Gabe Schuler. He has some set up at his job, which we went there Saturday. Me and Katie did for her birthday. It's the Cypress Gardens in Charleston, like North Charleston.
Very cool.
And he had some spot with some tin and like a plus sign set up for a pitfall trap. So like at the end of each one, there's a bucket. And he says like come fall, he gets a lot of the trapdoor spiders, which is really cool, because I really want to keep some of those native trapdoors that we have. Very cool. So if I can manage to like trap some of those too, because I know we have them. I've seen them on the island before. It's been a long time, but they exist. It'd be cool to turn some of those up. But
that'd be very cool.
Let's see, what Jeff say? I was thinking about setting up pit trap for skinks for Doc Wyman and his Candoya next round. There's a native species on the islands that's very similar to our 5-line skink and broad-headed skinks. Yeah, I don't even know what Gabe's official title is.
His quote unquote job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff, you're talking about like Virginia Beach Islands?
OBX?
No, that's too far north. That's North Carolina.
I don't know.
Or too far south, I should say, of where they're at.
How would Turkicus geckos not be a prime food option for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he meant Solomon Islands. I thought he meant the islands in Virginia. Okay, yes, the Solomon Islands.
Chesapeake Bay skinks?
Yeah. Well, there's broadhead skinks up there, isn't there?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And there's also Solomon Island broadhead skink too, I think. Slightly different.
I think you could set up an exo or something that is escape proof. So maybe not an exo, and get some Turkicus geckos in there going. I've turned my garage is now my Turkicus Exoterra.
Nice.
Little bastards are everywhere, dude. I want to look in the attic with like a flashlight. I'm terrified to see how many are hanging out in there. Dalton said Candoya, he thinks they might want sleeping diurnal lizards.
Ah, interesting. So, Anolis?
They didn't eat house geckos.
Really?
Candoya is one of those ones where I'm interested and I'm tempted, but then I think about how they're like the alterna of boas.
Right.
Probably an absolute pain in the ass, to where it's like they suck all the fun out of it.
Okay. Trying to look here.
I think anything would eat a sleeping lizard if they got the opportunity.
Yeah, I guess it depends on, I don't know. I feel like ground Candoya, no. Arboreal Candoya, yes. I don't know. I don't know.
Boy, did you see that Jamaican boa at Daytona?
Yeah.
That one table? Oh,
yeah.
God. It wasn't for sale or anything. They just, for whatever reason, they brought it to have on display. I was like, whatever.
I mean, because it's cool as hell, and so
I
many
mean, it
people
is
have
cool as
never
hell. I
seen
was
it.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, why would you I don't understand the like, I get bringing adults of babies, like of the parents of stuff you produce, like bared so you can see what they look like.
Mhm.
But like to just bring sort of rare higher end animals that you're literally not even selling and can't sell, to just have there. I saw a lot of that at Daytona, and it was like, why did you bring this? Like, you really want to risk the stress of packing it up and bringing it with you, but also whatever pathogens you happen to come in contact with or mites? It's like, seems a little goofy to me.
Yeah.
But after working at the park for a few years, I am pretty convinced that our native skinks are diurnal. I would agree. I've never seen a 5-liner broadhead out about at night.
Yeah. Never.
I was really hoping I'd see a Bohemian boa when I was down there.
That's tough, man. I actually had a friend of mine who was living in the Bahamas on a private island, taking care of like animal stuff on a rich person's private island, and she found 2. So
Yeah, I mean, I highly doubted in the tourist trap areas that I was that I'd see one, but I was like, yeah, the odds aren't 0.
right.
They might be 0.0001, but they ain't 0.
It's true. Very true. Oh man. Well, we are at the witching hour, my friend.
We are.
Anything else you'd like to touch base on?
No, I don't think so.
Nice.
Like I said, Arachners is happening Wednesday. It's not going to be live, but for anyone that happens to care, the separation between the Arachnids crowd and the THN herp stuff is pretty clear. When we start talking about spiders and stuff here, people's eyes start to glaze over. I can feel it through the screen. And then when we were talking about herp related stuff on the last Arachnids that we did live, someone was complaining that they were already bored 5 minutes in.
You're kidding.
Nope. They were like, not to sound rude, but can you guys talk about spiders? I'm already bored.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, it's a good thing you're watching this voluntarily.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, where's the gun to your head making you stay here and watch us?
Yeah, God.
Jesus, but
held them at spinneret point.
Yeah, whatever. Like, if you don't like it, move on.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I don't think we're doing THP Thursday because there's a Green Bay game, and Jake already gave me a heads up saying there's a Green Bay game.
Head.
It's like whatever. This is the time of year that always just makes me giggle because Jake's like, "Can we move it? There's a Green Bay game that week." Can't record tonight. There's a Green Bay game. I'm like, okay, buddy. Whatever.
Yeah, it's each their own.
Yeah. Go Packs, don't hate Phil.
Thanks, Tris. Nice. Look, man, I got nothing against the Packers. I got to break Jake's balls about being a fucking cheesehead transplant. So.
He loves it so much he can't even live there.
Yeah. Oh, we love you, Jake.
This episode was brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Use code THN25 at checkout. Get a little bit of a discount. Shop around Racks Cages. You know you need it. A lot to choose from. And then speaking of a lot to choose from, fulviusapparel.com. Hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, all that good stuff. Go check it out. New stuff being added regularly. Give me a follow on the Fulvius Facebook and Instagram pages to stay in the loop as far as new drops. And then you need new drip coffee, that is. Cold-blooded caffeine. Snakes and Stogies blend is where it's at. We're biased. But pretty much you get anything from Trey and McKendrick, you're not going to be disappointed. All their coffee is phenomenal. Banging. That's right. Boutique. Good stuff. We will see everybody later.
Bye.
Use the code SMOKE.
Oh,
Cold
yes.
Blooded Caffeine. Use the code THN at checkout on FulviusApparel.com. Get 15% off your order on Fulvius. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. We'll see everybody later.
Yeah, goodbye.